As humans, we find emotional value in things like books, film, and art. We relate to them in some way, and I found mine in a video game. When I first took control of this brooding, axe-wielding, chain-throwing baby daddy, right from the beginning, his anger, frustration, pain, and impatience could be felt with every swing of the Leviathan. It actually reminded me of every time my dad would swing at me with his brown leather belt because I didn't mow the lawn or wash the dishes on time as a kid. One time I was caught using my dad's speaker without his permission.
What are you doing?
Side note, black parents will use your things without your permission, and when you complain, ask you, sorry, who bought this? Old man walks down the hallway like he was about to enter the Royal Rumble. Literally finna whip my ass. So I look him dead in the eyes. I'm like, so what? I didn't break it.
What did you say, nigga?
Fast as fuck, boy.
And he's like, will not use my things without my permission.
Daddy, chill.
What the hell?
I was 12.
I'm sorry.
Do not be sorry. Be better.
Ultimately, you get too old for all of that. You grow, you become a young adult. You think the way you're treated by your parents would change when you reach adulthood.
Wrong.
Why you bully me?
Which brings me to the relationship between Kratos and his son Atreus. Initially, it's portrayed as a broken one, but upon conclusion of the game, however, you find that their mutual experience throughout Midgard, Jotunheim, and the rest of the realms brought them together through facing adversity together. The development of their relationship grew from detachment to one of mutual understanding and of respect for one another. When I replayed God of War for the 4th time, I realized my motivation was not to get the best armor in the game or obtain 75 million hack silvers, but instead to relive a story that resonated with me on a deeply personal level.
You're alright.
I am all right. Come.
The fictional relationship created by Santa Monica Studios between Kratos and his son Atreus affected me, as it brought to realization within me that a collection of polygons in a video game could develop and grow in character far better than the most important people by default in my life, my real life, namely my own father. Fake created humans could develop better than real people. It really did affect me. So I drew similarities to both Atreus and Kratos. Atreus, for his longing to be recognized by his father, his desire to prove himself worthy of his father's respect, trust, and most importantly, his affection. Kratos for his rage, indifference, and strength in the face of adverse circumstances.
That's what you did! Think I'm afraid of you!
My rage towards the way my father treated me, my indifference,
You're nothing to me!
his lack of growth from a cold, affectionless father figure.
Are you serious? I found the deer. I proved myself. I can do this.
You are not ready.
I think when we get mistreated by important figures within our lives, we can't help but to wonder what they go through. Perhaps to understand their perspective and potentially relate to them in order to forgive their mistakes wholeheartedly. But ultimately you run out of patience. You can no longer take it on the chin. You just want to turn around and give them a taste of their own medicine. But you don't. You choose to be the better person. You choose the path of forgiveness instead of the path of retribution. Much like Kratos, I think fathers who mistreat their family, their sons, their wives, they just want the best for them. Now, I don't agree with my father's methods. He thinks what makes a man is mowing the lawn and washing dishes.
Mr. I'll make a man out of you.
Not emotional intelligence, not the capacity to be aware of one's emotions, the ability to handle interpersonal relationships judiciously and empathetically. The violent, unemotional, narrow, repressive type of ideas about the male gender role plague troubled deadbeat dads all around the world, I think. But before they're written off, perhaps showing them examples of how to grow, how to be present, how to develop in character. Examples like God of War, a video game which taught me more about fatherhood than my own father. Perhaps mortal men troubled with the tribulations of their own lives could observe the Spartan god who, despite being the most brutal killing machine to walk the 9 realms, a god killer, could be capable of compassion, empathy, and ultimately what I think we all want from those we consider our fathers: love. Also, man, this game slaps cheeks, man. I've yet to play a game which makes you feel like you're holding the deadliest weapon to ever exist. Play God of War. If you haven't, you must. Thanks, bye.